Please be seated. Okay, first up, doctors, you gave me a little bit of heart palpitations, but I figured it was like my medical doctor that we were waiting maybe 5 to 10 extra minutes. I also said over here to our president that I was like, well, maybe we've been left at the altar. So I had to do both jokes. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Michael Dodge, and I have the honor and privilege of serving as the college's Chief Academic Officer here at American International College. And I want to welcome all of you, including our amazing doctors, our faculty, our staff, and most importantly, the folks behind you that through all of their support made this possible today. I also want to welcome all of you to this afternoon's Doctoral Hooding ceremony. This afternoon, we gather for a truly meaningful occasion, one that marks not only the culmination of rigorous academic work, but also the celebration of perseverance, discovery, and personal transformation. The journey to a doctorate or doctoral degree is not an easy one. It demands years of focused research, deep inquiry, and at times sheer grit. It requires balancing academic aspirations with personal responsibilities, professional commitments, and the inevitable uncertainties that life brings along our way. To our graduates, you've met every challenge with resolve, and tonight we recognize the extraordinary effort and commitment that brought you to this milestone. Earning a doctoral degree is one of the highest academic achievements possible, and it's a testament not only to your intellect, but to your curiosity, your discipline, and your belief in the power of education to shape lives and our communities. We are proud of each of you, not just for completing this chapter and turning in that big book report or some final project, but for the promise that you carry forward. Whether your journey continues in classrooms, boardrooms, clinics, and medical spaces, community organizations, or beyond, we know that you will bring the same passion and purpose that brought you here this afternoon. It's been our honor to accompany you on this journey. On behalf of all of the faculty, staff, and the administration of American International College, I want to thank you for allowing us to be a part of your story. To kick off this afternoon's celebration, it's my pleasure to invite to the podium AIC's Interim President, Nicole Sestero, who will offer a warm welcome and opening remarks.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for allowing me to say just a few words at this extraordinary moment in all of your lives. Earning a doctorate is no easy accomplishment. It requires intellectual depth, unwavering dedication, and lots of courage. Each of you has demonstrated all of these qualities. You are not only scholars, but now you're also leaders in your field. As you are hooded today, wear this symbol with pride, not just as a mark of your achievement, but also as a reminder to lead with integrity in all that you do, humility, and a sense of purpose. Congratulations to each and every one of you.
Now, it is my pleasure to introduce our student speaker, Abdi Lindande. A dedicated educator and transformative leader, Abdi brings to this stage more than 14 years of experience committed to improving educational outcomes for underserved communities. He currently serves as the principal of the Charlton Street School, a turnaround elementary school in Southbridge, Massachusetts, and has previously led successful turnaround efforts in Providence and served in leadership roles in Worcester. Abdi's career spans the full spectrum of education, from instructional assistant and reading specialist to middle and high school teacher, demonstrating a deep commitment to students at all levels. He holds a Bachelor of Arts in English and Political Science from Old Dominion, a Master's of Education in Elementary Education from AIC, and just last week, successfully defended his dissertation in our Educational Leadership and Supervision program here at the college. As a scholar, leader, and changemaker, Abdi embodies the values of perseverance, service, and impact that define the graduating class of 2025. Please join me in welcoming Abdi to the stage.
Good afternoon to our esteemed faculty, proud family members, dedicated friends, and my fellow graduates. Thank you. It's an absolute honor to stand before you today as a member of this extraordinary graduating class. I began this doctoral journey with a vision, not a vision of titles or letters before or after my name, but of impact. I entered this program because I believe deeply in the power of education to change lives, and I wanted to be the kind of leader who could change systems. As a school principal, I've seen firsthand the challenges of students face, especially students of color. I've seen how equity often exists more in mission statements than in the classrooms. And I knew if I wanted to transform outcomes, I needed to first transform myself intellectually, emotionally, and professionally. So I enrolled in a doctoral program. I knew it would be tough, but what I didn't know is just how much it would demand from me. You see, when you pursue a doctorate, no one tells you about the isolation, the self-doubt, the constant rewriting of chapters, of thoughts, sometimes even of your own identity. No one tells you how you'll stare at a blinking cursor for hours, or how feedback that's meant to help can sometimes hurt. There were nights when I sat at my desk, completely drained from a full day of work, only to open my laptop to begin the second shift as a scholar. I juggled through the roles of an educator, student, and a father all at once. In between Zoom calls, school meetings, and bedtime stories, I had to find ways to focus, stay sharp, and to stay on course. There were times I asked myself, why did I even start this? Am I built for this? Is it worth it? And the answer every time was yes. What kept me going was my purpose. I thought about my family, my parents, immigrants from Kenya, who sacrificed so much to give my siblings and me a better life. I thought about my children, Hazel and Makai, who were watching me even then they didn't know it. I wanted them to see that dreams are not just meant to be chased, they're meant to be finished. And I wanted them to see their father walk across the stage one day, not for an applause, but to claim something he worked for with everything he had. And then came the dissertation. And yes, the dissertation, the mountain we all climbed, for me, it wasn't just a research project, it was a personal mission. I set out to explore the experiences of African American males and why so many choose careers outside of education. I wanted to tell the stories that often go unheard. I wanted to shine a light on brilliance that too often gets buried under bias, stereotypes, and systematic barriers. But gathering the data, analyzing it, writing about it, it stretched me in ways I didn't anticipate. It forced me to confront not only my academic weaknesses, but also my emotional resilience. I had to learn how to keep going when there was no clear direction, no guarantees, and no shortcuts. And then came the defense. That morning, I took a deep breath. I reminded myself, this is your story. You lived this. You earned this. I presented my work with pride. I answered questions with clarity. And when I heard the words, "Congratulations, doctor," it hit me like a wave. I didn't just feel proud, I felt whole. I felt like every ounce of effort, every sacrifice, every moment of doubt had led to this single powerful truth. I did it. Now, as I look to the future, I see more than just a career. I see a calling. Earning this doctorate has sharpened my skills, deepened my thinking, and strengthened my voice. It has given me the tools to advocate for change at higher levels, to influence policy, to mentor others, and to never, ever again question whether I belong in a room where decisions are made. Personally, this milestone represents healing. It represents redemption. It also shows that even when life breaks you open, even when people doubt you, or when you doubt you, there is still something worth fighting for. This degree is not just for me, it's for my students, my children, it's for every young black boy who was told he couldn't, wouldn't, or shouldn't. Professionally, I feel more prepared than ever to lead with purpose. Whether I move into a district leadership position, consulting, or continue my path as a principal, I carry with me not just credentials, but conviction. To my fellow graduates, we all walked different paths to get here. Some of us sprinted, others crawled, some of us took 4 years, others took 7 like me. But here's the beautiful thing. Our diplomas won't list our timelines. They won't document our late nights, our tears, our restarts. They'll just simply say one thing, doctor. So own it, celebrate it, because no one else will ever truly know what it took, but you will. And that knowing is what makes this moment so powerful. As we close this chapter, let us remember that it isn't the end. It's the beginning of our next act. The world needs doctors who lead with heart, who serve with integrity, and who will never stop learning. So go forward, fellow doctors. Go change systems, go build bridges, go heal, go teach, go disrupt, go create. And above all, go be the example someone else is waiting to see. And with that, congratulations, we did it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Abdi. In just a few moments, we're going to begin what you all came here to see, which is the formal hooding of our doctoral candidates. It's a journey from student to colleague. But before we do, I want to offer maybe what might be your final lecture of this academic journey. Don't worry, it's a short one, though for all of you here, there will be a quiz afterwards, probably 20, 30% of the grade, so no pressure. And yes, for those of you wondering, it will be graded, it will be evaluated, we'll give you lots of feedback. The pageantry we're a part of this afternoon has deep and meaningful roots. Commencement ceremonies and the attire that accompany them trace their lineage back to the earliest universities of medieval Europe. Back then, scholars were often clerics, and the long robes and hoods served practical purposes. Probably not one we need to worry about today, such as practicing warmth in cold spaces and in drafty halls. Over time, these garments became symbols of scholarship and learning, and their style evolved into the formal academic regalia we recognize today. In the US, a standardized academic dress code, this will be on the test, was established in 1895. Since then, institutions across the country, including AIC, have followed a set of guidelines that dictate the use of the gown, the cap, and the hood. While the cap's probably most recognizable, the hood is the most symbolic. Its colors and trim represent not just the level of degree, but also the field of study and the institution that confers the degree. Tonight, the hood you receive is more than just a piece of academic regalia. It's a symbol of your scholarly achievement, the years of research and writing, and the personal and intellectual growth you've experienced during your time here at AIC. The doctoral hooding for us is a meaningful tradition and ceremony. It allows us to honor each of you individually and personally for the remarkable work you've done. This ceremony marks your transformation from student to scholar, from practitioner to thought leader, from mentee to colleague. In a moment, each of you will be called forward to receive your hood, placed over your shoulders by your program directors and myself, representing the support of the faculty and the institution in that journey. For all of you, it is a moment of pride, reflection, and celebration. And now let's get started. When you hear your name called, you're going to come up the stairs to my right, proceed to the center of the stage where you will see 2 feet on the floor. You'll stand there. And then exit to my left. You'll have also an additional photo taken at the bottom where you will get one of your folders as well. Faculty and staff will help you get through this journey. And so once again, let's begin and welcome our community of scholars. I'm now going to turn it over to one of our academic deans, Dean Karen Russo.
Hello, it's a great honor to open this evening's ceremony. Before we recognize our graduates, each academic dean has been invited to share a brief reflection on one of 3 themes that we believe reflect the pinnacle of the doctoral journey here at American International College: scholar, leader, and changemaker. These are more than just ceremonial titles. They are values we cultivate in every school and in every student at American International College. To be called doctor at AIC is not to just complete a dissertation or pass a capstone defense. It is to take on a mantle of service, impact, and transformation. Tonight, I speak to the theme of changemaker, a powerful identity shared by all our graduates. A changemaker sees what is, imagines what could be, and acts to close that distance. It is an identity rooted in empathy, purpose, and courage to lead innovation. In the School of Health Sciences, our graduates live this out in the most direct and human way. Through their research, clinical practice, and leadership, they challenge disparities, restore health, and reimagine care. They are not only practitioners, they are visionaries of the healthier world. I am proud to present the doctoral graduates from the School of Health Sciences. Will the candidates for the degree of the Doctor of Post-Professional Occupational Therapy rise and come forward? Dr. Shivani Amin, Doctor of Occupational Therapy, advocating for a social-emotional learning program to meet the needs of an elementary-age students within the mid to moderate special needs educational settings. Dr. Janelise Rodriguez, Doctor of Occupational Therapy, community resource utilization and quality of life among migrant populations. Will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Physical Therapy, oh, nope. Doctor of Education in Physical Therapy, please rise to come forward. Dr. Madison Biss, Doctor of Physical Therapy. The effectiveness of an 8-week student-led exercise group on gait and balance measures in adults with neuromuscular disorders. Dr. Jaden Calixto, Doctor of Physical Therapy. The acute effects of percussive therapy on internal rotation, range of motion in collegiate baseball players, a randomized pilot study. Dr. Emmanuel Dangerfield, Doctor of Physical Therapy. The acute effects of percussive therapy on internal rotation, range of motion in collegiate baseball players, a randomized pilot study. Dr. Brendan Diaz, Doctor of Physical Therapy. Bridging the Gap, developing a physical competency-based evaluation tool for therapy education. Dr. Francesca Grimaldi, Doctor of Physical Therapy. Effectiveness of intermittent pneumatic compression in patients with secondary lymphedema, a systematic review. Dr. Josiah Johnson, Doctor of Physical Therapy. The effectiveness of cupping therapy in conjunction with traditional physical therapy in the treatment of chronic low back pain, a systematic review. Dr. Philemon Kang, Doctor of Physical Therapy. Video modeling to improve motor skills of children with autism spectrum disorder, a systematic review. Dr. Wyatt Keith, Doctor of Physical Therapy. Effects of resistant training in individuals with Parkinson's disease on strength, balance, gait speed, anxiety, and quality of life. Dr. Brandon Leclerc, Doctor of Physical Therapy. Video modeling to improve motor skills of children with autism spectrum disorder, a systematic review. Dr. Maren Matthews, Doctor of Physical Therapy. Effects of resistance training in individuals with Parkinson's disease on strength, balance, gait speed, anxiety, and quality of life. Dr. Gavin McConnell, Doctor of Physical Therapy. The effectiveness of an 8-week student-led exercise group on gait and balance measures in adults with neuromuscular disorders. Dr. Lavina Noel Saint, Doctor of Physical Therapy. Video modeling to improve motor skills of children with autism spectrum disorder, a systematic review. Dr. Austin Nafor, Doctor of Physical Therapy. The effectiveness of cupping therapy in conjunction with traditional physical therapy in the treatment of chronic low back pain, a systematic review. Dr. Jonathan Pierre, Doctor of Physical Therapy. Effects of resistance training in individuals with Parkinson's disease on strength, balance, gait speed, anxiety, and quality of life. Dr. Giovanna Recchia, Doctor of Physical Therapy. The effectiveness of cupping therapy in conjunction with traditional physical therapy in the treatment of chronic low back pain, a systematic review. Dr. Graciana Simeon, Doctor of Physical Therapy. Effectiveness of intermittent pneumatic compression in patients with secondary lymphedema, a systematic review. Dr. Isabella Spear, Doctor of Physical Therapy. Bridging the Gap, developing a physical competency-based evaluation tool for therapy education. Dr. Stephen Stratton, Doctor of Physical Therapy, Effectiveness of Intermittent Pneumatic Compression in Patients with Secondary Lymphedema, a systematic review. I'll bring forward Dr. Susan Hendrichon from the School of Education.
This evening, we continue reflecting on the core values that define the doctoral journey at American International College. Each of our graduates embodies the spirit of the scholar, the leader, and the change maker, three roles that together reflect the depth of achievement and the reach of their future impact. My focus tonight is on the role of the leader. At AIC, leadership is not confined to titles nor formal authority. It is grounded in service, vision, and the ability to create conditions where others can thrive. It's about stepping forward with integrity, making informed decisions, and driving meaningful change, especially in the spaces that urgently need it. In the School of Education, our doctoral programs are intentionally designed to prepare professionals for advanced leadership roles in education, whether as superintendents, principals, instructional leaders, college administrators, or policy advocates. Our graduates take what they've learned and apply it to shape more just, inclusive, and effective learning environments. Their research tackles real-world challenges in schools and in systems. Their voices elevate the profession, and their leadership strengthens the fabric of education in ways that will benefit schools, students, families, and communities for generations. I am proud to present the doctoral graduates from the School of Education. Will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Education please rise and come forward? Daniel Mack, Doctor of Education. Dissertation is Transfer of Learning Within Cooperative Education, Perceptions of Selected Educators in the K-12 Classrooms. Abdi Lidande, Doctor of Education for Educational Leadership and Supervision. Dissertation, Diamonds in the Rough, a qualitative study on how life experiences of African American males have impacted their decision not to become educators. William Strother, Doctor of Education. The digital divide and possible effects on students of color and their decision on pursuing a career in the field of technology. Dara Gillis, Doctor of Education. Teachers' knowledge and practices before referring students to special education services within large urban school districts in Massachusetts. Okay. Ashley Dupree. Dissertation, Mathematics Instruction for English Learners, the Influence of Standardized Curriculum, Language, and Culture on the Pedagogies Used by Elementary Teachers. And now will Dean Swanker come to the podium?
Good evening. So tonight we've heard powerful words about what it means to be a leader and change maker. And these are essential qualities that we see in every doctoral graduate at American International College. And now we turn to the role of scholar, the foundational identity that grounds both leadership and change. At AIC, to be a scholar is not merely to gather knowledge, but to create it. It is to ask difficult questions, to engage deeply with ideas, and to contribute research that is both intellectually rigorous and socially relevant. Scholarship here is never detached. It is purposeful, personal, and rooted in the desire to improve the human experience. This commitment to meaningful scholarship is reflected in the work of our doctoral graduates from the School of Business, Arts, and Sciences. Through the programs in mental health counseling and educational psychology, these graduates have engaged deeply with complex questions related to the mind, behavior, and human development. Their research addresses important themes such as trauma, healing, learning, and resilience, with the potential to inform both clinical practice and educational settings, as well as support the well-being of individuals and communities. As the final dean to present this evening, I am proud to affirm that the spirit of the scholar lives vibrantly at AIC and is carried forward by each of the remarkable graduates you are about to meet. It is my great pleasure to introduce the doctoral graduates from the School of Business, Arts, and Sciences. Will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Education, Doctor of Educational Psychology, and Doctor of Education in Mental Health Counseling please rise and come forward. Christopher W. Anderson, Doctor of Education, Professional Counseling and Supervision. Dissertation, Counselor's Perspective on Entry-Level Licensure Competency in Minnesota and How Other Jurisdictions Compare. Javier Vargas. Dissertation, Therapists' Experiences with Sand Play Therapy, Interventions to Promote Readiness for Change in Adult Clients with Substance Use Disorders. Xiomara Rivera, Doctor of Education and School Psychology, examining the impact of adverse childhood experiences on life satisfaction and the mediating roles of depression and resilience. Andrada Mihela, Doctor of Education, Educational Leadership and Supervision, Resilience, Formation, and First-Generation Romanian Immigrants. Stacia M. McLean, Doctor of Education, Mental Health Counseling, Factors that Affect the Longevity of Relationships. Angela Lewis, Doctor of Education, Mental Health Counseling, Impact of Unresolved Trauma on Adult Emotional Development. Erin Johnson, Doctor of Education, School Psychology, Measuring the Effects of Attachment on Resilience and Academic Outcomes of Adolescents with Learning Differences. Nicholas Hutchinson, Doctor of Education, School Psychology, Impact of Screen Time on Social, Emotional, Behavioral, and Executive Functioning of Elementary School Students. Samantha Baskin, Doctor of Education, School Psychology, From Trauma to Triumph, Exploring the Impact of Childhood Adversity on Academic Resilience in College Students. Krista Lauren Marie Flasher, Doctor of Education, Mental Health and Human Development. Exploring the effectiveness and perceptions of traditional therapy versus holistic approach. Rami Eldada, Doctor of Education, Mental Health and Human Development. Evaluation of Intervention for Mental Health Stability in Secondary School.
And now I'd like to invite Dr. Timothy Allen to the podium. Dr. Allen received an EDD in Educational Leadership from AIC in 2013 and serves as a faculty member in the School of Education. He spent more than 20 years working in public schools throughout the Northeast, including 12 years as a middle school principal. I think that should make him eligible for sainthood. Currently, he serves as the Assistant Executive Director of the New England League of Middle Schools, a professional learning organization that provides support and professional development for middle school educators across New England. In addition, Dr. Allen focuses his work on equity in education through his Teacher's Cup of Coffee podcast, his work with the Academic Leadership Association, and is a founding member of the nonprofit 16 Lyrics. And if you spend any time with Dr. Allen, you know that his sneaker game is on point. So with that, I want to invite Dr. Allen to the podium. See, I told the sneakers are on point as always.
So I have another title. I'm also known as the guy who just rewrote half his speech on the stage because Abdi Ladande said it all much better than I ever could have. So thank you, Dr. Ladande. Anyways, thank you. Congratulations to everyone here, graduates, families, friends. I know it firsthand that earning a doctoral degree does not take just the people in the first 3 rows. It takes everybody in the auditorium. So congratulations to the networks that made this all possible, and congratulations to our graduates. As Dr. Dodge said, I'm an associate professor of education here at AIC, and in 2013, I sat right where you sit, earning my educational leadership doctoral degree. Much also like Dr. Ladande's story, see how I have to keep putting this lower and lower because of how short I am? Much like Dr. Ladande's story, I was also a principal and a father as I spent many, many late nights trudging through the work of the doctoral degree. I remember all the work, all the papers, the long reading assignments, the online discussions where I tried very hard to sound smart, not to mention the dissertation, the capstone, whatever you had to do, which I agree was the hardest of it all. So congratulations. Today you celebrate no more classes, no more assignments, no more dissertations, no more capstones, at least no more new bills. You might have some loans to still pay, but no more new bills. But all that said, one thing I firmly believe is that when you earn a doctoral degree, it is not the end of your learning journey. Quite the contrary, it's really a new beginning. Earning a doctoral degree is the ultimate proclamation that you are a lifelong learner. The difference and the fun part from here on out is that you own your learning. Totally and completely own your learning. So, as you continue as learners, I have 3 suggestions I want to share. Dr. Ladande talked about this, and I couldn't agree with it more. First suggestion is immerse yourself in purpose. Know what matters to you in both your personal and professional life, and chase that purpose. Make purpose the foundation of everything you do. When you get stressed or overwhelmed or can't keep up with your to-do list, don't focus on all the things you got to do, focus on your purpose. If you immerse your life in purpose, you will always feel good about what you're doing. So number 1, immerse in purpose. Second, adapt to curveballs. On a small and large scale, life will always throw us curveballs. The point is, and the question is, how do we deal with these curveballs? How do we adapt? How do we use them to improve? I was thrown my biggest curveball ever about 4 years ago when at the young age of 41, I suffered a massive heart attack out of nowhere. 10 full minutes of CPR, 10 full minutes of CPR saved my life. 40 nights in the ICU, 2 months hospitalized straight in Boston. I got a nice helicopter ride to Boston. Don't remember that, but I'm really glad they put me on that helicopter. Definitely a curveball. Definitely a curveball for me. But after that, I learned the importance of CPR. We started an organization. We've trained, myself and my family have trained over 1,200 people in CPR, and the number keeps growing. So don't try to avoid the curveballs that come your way. Look for the curveballs, accept them, adapt, and keep moving forward. Adapt to curveballs. And third, last but not least, help others. As a doctor, you now go into the world and use your learning to make positive change. You use your learning to help others, to improve lives, to improve society. Much like Dr. Lapande said, impact, impact. The learning you have done and will continue to do, it's going to be put to work for the people that you serve. I have a daughter who's torn 3 ACLs. A lot of you are in physical therapy. She's been in PT for her entire high school life. And a lot of the doctors she had came through AIC and earned their doctoral just like you did. I have seen what they have done for my daughter. They've completely changed her life. They've helped her through so many challenges, and they've kept her positive. Yes, they've helped heal her body, but more importantly, they've healed my daughter's spirit. I implore you to follow their lead. Always, always, always put a focus on helping others. So, as you go back and into your lives as doctors, hopefully after a huge celebration tonight, let it ring into our early graduation in the morning. Let's just make it a week of partying for all you've done. You earned it. But after that, as you go back into your lives, represent the networks that are sitting behind you right now that got you to this moment. Represent the hard work you put in individually. Represent AIC. I love this institution. This institution is about changing the world. That's all it's about, and now you represent it. So represent it well. Celebrate the pinnacle you reached today, but more importantly, understand you own your learning now. Immerse in purpose, adapt to curveballs, and help others. Congratulations and good luck.
Thank you, Dr. Allen. Again, we want to do one final congratulations, so if you will join me in congratulating this extraordinary class of doctors. And more importantly, we're almost done. This achievement of being a doctor comes at a time when the world desperately needs your intellect, your leadership, and your vision now more than ever. We live in an era marked by complexity, by global challenges that test our resolve and social divisions that call for healing. But within that context lies opportunity. Opportunity to build, to innovate, to imagine a better future, and you are uniquely prepared to help lead us there. You have spent years asking and answering difficult questions, wrestling with nuance and advancing knowledge in ways that matter. In doing so, you've lived out American International College's enduring motto, post tenebras lux, after darkness, light. That light now shines in each of you. So as you take this next step, hold close the values that brought you here: curiosity, humility, purpose, and a commitment to making a difference. Let your work be driven not just by your expertise, but also be led by empathy. And never lose sight of the joy that comes from discovery and the power that lies in inquiry. Once again, congratulations to the class and the incredible class of 2025. We are so proud of you, we are inspired by you, and we can't wait to watch you take on the world. That's worthy of a clap. We don't clap enough. As we move to conclude our ceremony this evening, I want to thank a few folks who helped make this event possible tonight. Many of the folks that you saw, such as Frank Borelli, our assistant dean, the folks from IT, and all sorts of other folks who helped us make tonight happen, we want to thank you for your help and your support. As we get ready to finish up our ceremony, we ask that everybody remain seated until the stage party, our faculty, and our graduates have exited the theater. Immediately following the ceremony, there'll be a reception held in the lobby. Thank you all, and we hope you have a great evening.